Hello, this is, I don't even know how many I've done at this point of my video journal, where I just play Minecraft, good old Minecraft, and talk about life. I, uh, I started this summer after my freshman year, which it's wild to think about because now I'm starting my last semester of college. I'm in my senior year, spring semester. It's January 11th, 2025. Which is wild. Started back in 2022. 2022, jeez Louise. But uh, yeah, this is the world I started on though. I started it forever ago, and I over the summer, like after I recorded it, I like invited a bunch of friends to kind of play with me, or they just wanted to play with me because I was playing on my own, and they all kind of hopped on and then did their own thing, and now that we like beat the Ender Dragon and completed the world. I didn't really record any of it. It was meant to be solo, but I just kind of like turned it into something which not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed about who did this. But yeah, I guess I'll take a little walk around and go down memory lane while because I'm about to start a new world. That's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. So yeah, I started way over here, I think. I really like took over this whole place and grew everything. A bunch of bees came in. It's funny. But yeah, it's yeah. It's the first little house. Very cool. And then like this whole village was here. I like came across on that little mountain range over there. Saw this village. I was like, wow, that is a perfect village. And then so I started working on it, and I built this little like log cabin up here. It's meant to be a hobbit home, but it turned into something else, which is pretty chill. It's a nice little house. And then I really reconstructed this entire village. I made it like cool, like cobblestone on the bottom, and then wood and white concrete on the top. And it looked like some European housing and stuff like that. And yeah, and then just like I layered this entire place with cobblestone. I'm pretty proud of this. This is like a good build, but all good things kind of have to come to an end. Not saying I won't come back to this and explore it someday, but I prefer to move on a bit. Maybe start something new. As I'm about to start, I'm starting this new year and going into the next stage of my life, I guess. I made this castle over here and then a big old wizard tower, which I was pretty excited about. It didn't come out as cool as I thought it would, but it's still pretty neat. Made this little castle, put some trees around here. It's my friend Rakay's house. She built a little house over there. My friend Sean started building a house in like a cave up in the mountain hill where I first came in. He paid me in iron to like help him build it, but then I just stopped helping him because we all got off. And then buddy David came in and he started working on what's it called? On his own little place. Like that, if you can see it off in the distance, it's like a little underwater thing. David's a really good friend of mine. He was my roommate. And yeah, he made this, like, he kind of like industrialized the whole freaking world, which was insane. Yeah, he built that entire thing. There's like pandas and iron golems underneath there, and like way off in the distance, he made his own village, which I won't show because it's not mine. Yeah, I went around and like basically made a cobblestone layer all around this entire area, like on the map too, if you can see that on my hand. And then I just started working on it more and more. Yeah, I'll probably come back later, but I'll just leave this on the realm for now. I'm gonna start my own world on this PC I'm playing on. Well, that's not on a realm, because on the realm it limits the distance, so like we can barely see the tower now. Like it's kind of crazy. I wish they would like increase the distance at which you could see, which you can, but like it doesn't work. I'm like, great. I started building another village up here, like a little spruce village. I like cleared out this whole area and started planting a bunch of trees. He built a big tower. That's what David did. He built a big cobblestone tower just to make me mad. That turd. And so I destroyed all of it, and then just started making a little village over here. Built this cool little house. Didn't finish it yet, but I got like some nether wart wood to like put on the tops of it, which kind of look cool. And then I made like a little hobbit house over here, not too far from this little place. It's pretty neat. Yeah, we defeated the Ender Dragon. Then he went and like grabbed like all the elytras that he could, which was kind of lame. He just like took it over for himself, and I was like, man, I didn't get to do anything. Yeah, I made this little hobbit home. It's cool. Made it like a little cute. I'll probably try and do that again in this new world. Probably fix that. But it's a cool little thing. Put my cat in here, little calico. When I was growing up, I had a little calico kitty until she passed away, sadly. This little doggy here, very cute. Put a little bed back in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sucks that it's raining while I was showing off. It's fine. Yeah, I usually keep it on peaceful though. It's just because I just wanted to build at that point after we beat the Ender Dragon, and he started doing everything. So I was like, okay, what's the point in playing this anymore? But yeah, pretty solid world. I'll start a new one though. Name it something else. Guess we'll call it Etheria as well. I'm not good with names. Normal. Yeah, we'll do normal. Flat world. I'd appreciate a starting map. Nah, it's fine. We'll be fine without a starting map. Coordinates, yeah. Show days past. Nah, we don't need that. Please, I want to do the maximum amount of chunks if possible. That would be great. I think there was a resource pack that my friend told me to get. 1 second. Nah, we'll just start it real quick, and then I can see if I can load it in game. If I can't, I'll just go back out. You know, to see my shop, Minecraft shop. Yeah, lots been going on. Sorry, I'm kind of dilly-dallying around the main subject here, which is me. Oh, jungle biome and desert. That's kind of cool. Cool place to start. Whoa, that's cool. Yeah, it's loading in all the chunks. It's like, let me see off in the distance. There we go. Look at that. 12 chunks distance. That is awesome. Being able to see that far is pretty neat. Let's see here. Browse add-ons. My library. Yeah, he told me to add this like feature. It's called like it was like actions and stuff. I think that's what it's called. And I think it's texture. Yeah, here it is. Download. It can't be downloaded. What do you mean? Uh oh. Yeah, there you go. Nice. Has its own little downloading screen, which is cool. Oh gosh, I'm looking at the window of my dorm right now and I see the police cars roaming around. 2 days ago, we just got some heavy snow up here on campus, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like the first day of class was on a Thursday, and then the snow came in. That's a cool looking little thing. We'll come back to these later. Exit world to activate. Gotcha. Sorry, dilly-dallying. Da, 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 da. My packs. Where'd he go? Jeez. Where'd he go? There it is. Sheesh. Activated. Sick. Yeah, it's just a resource pack that adds a bunch of like animations that like kind of make the world a bit more real. And just want to try it out. Yeah, it's activated. Cool, 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 cool. Alright. But yeah, last time I recorded, I was talking to really sweet girl. He's a friend of mine. Yeah, dang, everything looks different. And his were Kay. We talked like here and there, but I eventually found out from a friend that she was not into me at all. I thought she was looking to like, you know, talk and maybe go on a date, but apparently I was sorely mistaken. And that kind of stung a bit. But you know, it's happened before. Stuff happens. I get over it. Little panda. Let's steal these watermelons, sorry. Yeah, it's kind of different, like the way everything looks, these little chickens moving around. What you doing, panda? And yeah, I just moved on from that after a while. But yeah, last semester was probably my toughest semester ever. I had to take like probably the most difficult classes my major can take. I was in software engineering, and then I was in object-oriented programming, and then I was in discrete mathematics, which is like math for programmers pretty much. And then I was in, what's it called? Oh gosh, it's starting to get dark. I gotta find some sheep or something, or a village. I would appreciate a village. Hey, there's a sheep. Beat you up. Discrete mathematics, and I was in calculus 3, which was a doozy. And that was rough. Calculus 3, I whooped my butt. But I finished it. Hence, I made it to this semester. Sorry, sheep, I'm just murdering you. And then I had one more class. So I had 2 computer science, 2 math classes, and then I had physics. Physics 1 for science and engineering majors. And that was one of the only electives available for computer science. And I need electives to graduate. I need like a certain amount. I think I'm at like 10 right now. And so I took physics. Oh, look at that animation. You're eating the entire thing. That's so cool. Oh gosh, I gotta get out of here. There's a portal over there. I might have to go that way. Whee! There's a bunch of zombies. But yeah, that was a doozy of a semester. Like, I started off pretty strong, and then after a while it started to teeter off a bit. Started to slack off here and there, be lazy, which is not good. You shouldn't do that if anyone's listening. Is that a village over there? Am I tripping? Oh, I see something in the distance. I feel like it's a village. Or is it just more trees? I get distracted easily, sorry. Everything seems way farther off. But yeah, anyway, I passed all of them like a goat because I'm the best. And I I finished my 2 math classes, discrete math and calculus, with a C, both of them with C's. And you know, I wasn't expecting to get too high of a grade because those classes were insanely hard. And so I did it. I completed it. I was like, all right, I'm done. And I'm a computer science major, right? And the way computer science is set up at Southern Nazarene University is that if you just take Calc 3, you'll get your math minor because you have to take Calc 1 and 2. These dolphins are helping me. And so I was like, all right, yeah, sure, I'll take Calc 3. Might as well get it over with, or get Calc 1 and 2 done. And so I did it, completed it, and now I have my minor technically in math, which is cool, which looked good on a resume. And so that's a big nether gate. No wonder I could see it so far off. Everything seems way farther than it actually is. And yeah, so golly, this is a huge gate. Should add like spells or something to Minecraft. That'd be so cool. Let's see here. Chest. A shovel. Cool. Cool, dude. Fire charge. A helmet. Alright. I feel the seal. I'll put the helmet on. Pretty sick little helmet. I'll break this chest just in case I forget, which I do often. And I passed both those math classes with a C. Passed my computer science classes both with B's, which I kind of regret. I wish I would have tried harder. And in my physics class, I passed it with an A minus. So I was pretty stoked about that because I hadn't kind of done that before. Never did physics before, and I go in there, and the teacher, her name was Dr. Rasiri. She's from Sri Lanka, which is the island just south of India, and she has a pretty thick accent. So I was a little afraid that the accent was gonna mess with me a bit. I wasn't gonna be able to understand everything, but she is so thorough in explaining everything. She made sure like we all passed pretty much, and it was awesome to have like a good teacher for once. Not that my other teachers are bad. It's just that she was very good. And so I really appreciated it. Golly, there's no village around here. Just want to go find a village so I can set up shop. There's more jungle. I don't really want to go to that pillager tower and get smoked right out the bat. Yeah, let's go to the forest, I guess. Try and find some more wood, make some tools. We'll have to rough it on our own for now. And yeah, passed that class with an A, and yeah, that was tough. Last semester though, I started like 4 jobs around campus. So I was taking these 5 classes that were extremely hard, and I was doing 4 jobs. So now I think I can officially say, like, back in my day, I did all this stuff. Like I could be the grumbly old grandpa now, saying I worked my fill, because I was working 4 jobs. I was working the teaching assistant job for the intro to computer science class, which that was goofy. A lot of the freshmen coming in are really funny, so they just gave me a bunch of like a hard time all around, and it was a good time. I love teaching it, and like it gave me some like grounds, like, oh yeah, I do know this stuff. This is really fun, and so yeah, it was good. And then I also not a black sheep. I don't need a black sheep. Sorry, I need a white sheep because I already have 2. I don't want to have to run through the night. That'd be lame. It looks like it's already dark. It's tough. It's gonna be a fun night. Alright. How much damage can this do? Could do 1 attack damage. Sick. It's gonna conk a sheep to death. If I can find one, dude. There's gonna be so many mobs that spawn in here. I'm gonna get smoked. Yep, here they come. I'll be better out in the desert, I think. Oh gosh, there they are. Oh, they look scarier with their animations too. Ooh. Jeez. Yeah, I'll probably be better in the water for a bit. Just a little bit. Guess I'm going forever away. Jeez. If I die, it's no big deal. I just started, anyway. Oh gosh, that's a armor. No, that's just a regular skeleton. I thought it had iron armor for a second. I was like, oh, hello. Uh-oh. I see some light off in the distance. That's a lava pit, I bet. Is that more jungle? Jeez Louise, this place is jungle galore. I'm staying out of the jungle for sure. It's so hard to get around in there. But yeah. I was the teaching assistant, and then I was the tutor, so I had like tutoring hours I had set up in the coffee shop and help out whoever came by. And then I was also the AV tech, which I got over the summer, which I probably talked about. I was the audio-visual tech for the school, so I went and like worked events and like had to schedule and stuff like that. It was cool. It pays pretty good too for a campus job. And while I was working that, I got in contact with the IT director here at SNU, and he was like I kind of saved his bacon a little bit because the system that they like had just installed messed up like big time. Oh gosh. There's so many skeletons. Stay away. Stay away. Gotta run through the night. Please tell me there's another pillager tower. This place hates me, dude. I better break this. Get some more watermelon. Yum. Watermelon's so good, especially in Oklahoma. Oklahoma's known for its watermelon. Yeah, he installed this, like him and some other dude installed a new system, completely broke, wouldn't work, and so like, and it happened the day of the event, and so this lady, like that I was working it for, like gave me the death eyes. She was like, "You better fix this." I was like, "Okay, I can do this." And so I basically just went into scramble mode. Called my boss, and then I called my boss Cherry Pack, and she told me to call this guy Michael who works IT and installed it all. And so I had to go. I was like, is there anything I can do, like anything other than grabbing a new projector maybe? And he was like, no. He was like, he didn't know what to say really. I was like, okay, well, where's another projector that I can get? And oh, there's a village. Thank goodness. I see it. I see it in the distance. Finally. Gotta make it in. Maybe there's an iron golem that can save me. Save me. This is an interesting little village. I probably won't stay here. It's a cool little one though. Oh, there's an army. Saw one right below me. I'm gonna steal one of these beds. You better get in your houses. It's gonna be bad. Let me in. No. Give you your apples and your bread and your emeralds. Stealing everything. Pardon me, kind sir. I need to sleep. And yeah, I saved the day pretty much. I clocked in and Did it. Look at these villagers, they're all happy. They're just like, boop, 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 boop. Doing my job. There's a bunch with food, jeez. Potatoes! Heck yeah. Somebody's watermelon. And then he like, basically, asked me if I wanted a job for the IT center. And I was like, I would, but I'm like crazy busy. I'm already working 4 jobs. He's like, dang it. He's like, yeah, you probably wouldn't be able to. And we like talked it out. We were like, I was like, yeah, there's no way I could do that. I'm gonna use this leather stuff. Bam. How do I see myself? Z. Yeah, there you go. Do 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 do. It's goofy. I'm gonna see if they have any wheat. I can steal wheat blocks or hay bales, whatever they call it. If they're not using this stuff, I'll happily take it. And yeah, I told them I might try and work it this semester, the spring semester, but that's about it. I can't really make any commitments, especially when I'm about to graduate and start like a new job and they try and train me when I'm about to leave. I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't be a good situation for y'all. You train up someone brand new and they immediately have to leave. That'd be rough. Would have been nice if y'all had a job opening while I was like, you know, a freshman or whatever. I'm pretty sure I applied for it a while ago, but they had to deny me because they already had enough people. Is that in the village over there? It looks like it. That's another village, I think. Yeah. Oh, that one's kind of cool. It's like on the bottom of a hill. Might have to go to that one. That one would be kind of cool to live at. I'm already 2,000. Jeez Louise. I've been running for a minute. Need to get some tools. That'd be smart, wouldn't it? Yeah, it looks like a cool little village. I might want to take that one over. I'll be your new mayor. Just imagine a stranger coming to town like, I'm your mayor now. You're like, no you're not. Who are you? Maybe do some work for us. Oh, it's right next to a cherry blossom place too. It's a cool little village. Oh yeah, I'm already imagining it now. I'm imagining like a waterfall coming over that cave. That's like right next to it. That'd be cool. They have like farms up in the hills. That's interesting. Yeah, this is a cool little place. I might hit this place up. Oh, it's right next to an ice biome too. That's interesting. We're on the northern border. Like it's the ice biome. Yeah, I'll go here. Oh, they got a bunch of hay bales too. Heck yeah. Yeah. So I may try and work for them this semester, get some IT experience, but I'm already kind of doing their whole thing while I'm doing my AV tech stuff. Because that's usually, they're like, oh, you're the tech guy. I'm like, I'm AV tech, but yeah, I guess I can figure out your computer. I'm a computer science major. And they're paying me, so I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah, this is gonna be my place. This is gonna be my place. I already know it. I know it. I know it. This has like a little pond too. This is so cool. And you can't get up there. That's rough. Use this golden shovel, which will last like 3 hits. Yeah, look at the way they get down and eat. That's so funny. What they got in here? A Fletcher or an armor or whatever. That's cool. That's cool. Look at that off in the distance, little cave. I'll explore around a little bit more before I set up shop. I will set my spawn point though. I'll put in this little armor shop. Respawn point set. Ta-da! Got a little, looks like a little butcher shop down there. That's cool. Yeah, what else? Big cave, holy cow. Nice. That's pretty neat. I went on a trip to, I forgot what it was called. I think it was like it was a Christian conference, and it was in Texas. Forgot where it was at exactly and what the conference was called, but it was a really good conference, and it was with a Pentecostal and like just like a bunch of non-denominational preachers and singers and stuff like that. So very Protestant, which I grew up Protestant, so it's not that big a deal. Uh, and it was good. Like a lot of people were praying over me and stuff like that, and I could just it was good being a community. It's another village over here. I might want to go to that cherry place. That's pretty cool. And I had a good time, and that girl Raquel invited me out there, and that's when I was kind of like feeling out, like if she was into me or not, and kind of figured out not. Yeah, she wasn't into me at all. And yeah, but I had been going to BFC pretty much all for about a year now at this point. I started going there pretty consistently last fall, and I really enjoyed it because a good friend of mine took over as a college pastor. His name was Brickton Smith, and he's super cool dude. And so I started going to his like college group, community group, every Sunday morning, and it was good. He spoke some life into us pretty much, and I made some friends there. One of them, his name was Benjamin Weeks, I think is his name. And then another guy, his name was Seth McGraw, and he was in the military for a bit, like trained to be a medic, and he sadly got into a or like a biking accident, a motorcycle accident. It was another pillager tower. I'm seeing them everywhere. Okay, that is so cool. I'm gonna have to live in there, dude. What the heck? And another village right next to the pillager tower. Oh gosh, I feel bad for them. Yeah, I'm gonna take over this whole area. I'm gonna live in that mountain. I'm gonna loot this village a bit. But yeah, I met Seth McGraw, and he was in a wheelchair, unfortunately. But he was such a funny dude, and we kind of get in like small little arguments about like what we're thinking, and it was fun. He's a cool dude, and yeah, and then I what else? Is that a spruce biome over there? That's cool. This is the area. This is the spot for sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna work on all these little villages around here. I'll go take back that pillager tower, burn it to the ground. Yeah, this is a good start. But yeah, I guess I'll just run around and talk for a minute. I don't really feel like doing much building, but I found a spot to set up camp. I think that'll be good enough for this first journal entry. I'll probably come back a bit later because I'm about to graduate and stuff like that. So I don't have to wait 6 months to record some of these videos. But that's pretty much what I do. I do it like after every semester. And yeah. Anyway, BFC, good time. My buddy Bricks took over. He's been a mentor to me since my freshman year here, and he like invited me to his small group. His small group is called Grizzly 101, and is basically just a men's small group, like just talking about like how to be a man for Christ. And so it was cool. And then he graduated, then became the college pastor at BFC, which is the church right across the street from SNU. And that was cool. And yeah, and then this semester that just passed, he ended up leaving at the start of it. He got a job working at Kanakuk camps, which is a non-denominational Christian camp in Branson, Missouri. And he got invited. He had like worked there every summer pretty much during his time at SNU, and so he got an offer to go be like one of the pastors there. He's like, heck yeah, dude, I want to do that. And so he left the college pastor position, which is tough because I liked him a lot, but people gotta move on. And not long after that, uh, Tiffany, another SNU worker, she took over the college group, and she was really sweet. And then that guy Seth McGraw at the start of this semester left. He went to OBU because he got some VA benefits because he was in the military, graduated basic, but he was out in like San Diego, and that's when he got in his accident and he got medically discharged. And so he went there to OBU, got a place out in Shawnee. I think that was what it's called. I think it's bedtime. That's cool. It like lights up whenever it's bedtime. That's neat. Or I think that may have been a villager like assigning himself to it or something maybe. Uh, yeah, and then he left. I didn't see him, and then I texted him and like on like September 1st, I think was when I texted him. Just like I like checking in on people every now and then, just saying like, hey man, thinking about you, praying for you. And he's like, hey man, thanks, I'm doing the same. And that's pretty much it. And the next thing I heard about him was that he sadly took his own life, and it was hard. It was very surprising because I saw him not a month ago, and then he was gone without a goodbye or anything. And sadly, that's a thing that happens with a lot of veterans. He was on his own. He didn't really have many people to talk to, and it was just a bad situation. And he's crippled and he couldn't walk, so it was just rough. And so yeah, man, it's just so surprising and shocking because I was going the way I learned about it was we went to college group like usual, and Tiffany was there, Ben, and a few other people. Raquel wasn't there. She's like one of the college interns, and yeah, then this lady comes in. She's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry for y'all's loss," and we're like, "What are you talking about?" And then Ben, who is really good friends with Seth, like broke the news, and man, it was rough because he like started to cry, and I went and gave him a big old hug, and he gave me a big hug back, and we just talked, and Tiffany, I think she was just really shocked, and she asked me to pray, like, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I was like, dear Lord, like, this is a hard tragedy to come upon right now, and I pray that we know Seth is with you, and we pray that he's in your loving arms and he's feeling all the love that he deserved. This little piggy, and it was just rough, and yeah, I I broke down a few times, like just crying and tearing up because I hadn't really had anything like that happen to me. Just someone take their own life, and it's just shocking. But eventually got over it, and they had a memorial service for him in November that we went to, and Brixton came down. I talked to him after it happened because he had left at that point to go to Kanakuk, and he talked to me about it a bit, and yeah, and then he came back to do interviews, and I signed up to go to Kanakuk this summer, and we were able to. He was the one who interviewed me for the position at Kanakuk as one of the camp counselors, and we were able to talk about Seth a bit and just how that was rough. And he was like, "Thank you for talking to me about that, man," because I hadn't really had because we were all part of the same group, man, and he was the one who was leading it. Just crazy. But yeah. Any other news? Yeah, finished the semester strong, and I think that trip to Texas to that Christian conference that I went to with Raquel and her friends and stuff like that, it messed up my truck because like the roads were a bit rough on the way there, and my truck started to like shake a bunch. And I told my dad about it, and he'd been wanting to get me a new truck for a long time. And so, yeah, it just was starting to break apart. It was a Toyota Tacoma 2007 model, and so at this point, it was uh, 18 years old. I guess, yeah, right now it's 18 years old, which is crazy. uh, so yeah, and I told him about it. He's like, okay, yeah, we'll take it to the shop. And he told me that we're going to take it to the shop. And so I instinctively, like, he told me he'd take everything out of my truck. And so I took all the stuff that was important out of it. He was coming up there to campus to meet me to go and uh, take it to the shop, which I assume is what we are doing. And so I took all the important stuff out, all my expensive stuff, like my skateboard and like a few things here and there. And then he goes, "Did you take everything out?" I was like, "Yeah, I took all the important stuff out." He goes, "No, I need you to take everything out." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "I didn't want to tell you like this, but I just traded in this truck." I was like, "What?" Which is like such a style of him of doing, like him just like telling me point blank, like he just got me a new truck, and he was like, "Yeah." He grabbed some bags out of the back of his truck, and we loaded all of my stuff into it, and then we started driving that truck there to the dealership. He like started dropping hints about it. He's like, "It's like your truck. It's a medium-sized truck, but it's not a Toyota Tacoma." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, I thought about getting a Tacoma, but the new ones that they just came out with, they have turbo pumps. I know you're gonna want to go up in the mountains and stuff like that with it." I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you." I was thinking about that, and yeah, it was just a shocker. And then he's like, "Yeah, it's a Nissan." And he's like, "It's a Nissan Frontier." I was like, "Really? That's cool." He's like, "Yeah, it's brand new too. It's got a lift kit on it and like some other like some good speakers, and it came in like the color that I really liked. It was called the Boulder Gray, and yeah, I loved it. It's so cool. I just spit all over my screen when I said that. Jeez Louise, you're nasty, Chase. And yeah, and so we went and picked it up, and it was just a cool freaking experience getting a brand new truck, and he let me drive it out, and it is slick, dude. It is slick. And yeah, it's really it's not like crazy high off the ground with this lift kit, but it's enough to like where like I can see a good distance. And it's got all the bells and whistles. It's got heated seats. It's got like a pretty much like an iPad in the center for me to control my music, and like it has Google Maps on it too. Too. Sorry, I just burped in the mic. And yeah, it was super cool. But yeah, I've just been driving that thing around, and it's been nice. But that's pretty much it. Uh, Christmas was really good. Spending time with family was awesome. I went on a missions trip at the end of the semester, though. I finished my last final like on my birthday on December 12th, and yeah, I I finished my final, and then like for Calculus 3, since it's the last calculus class, Dr. Zoller took us out for like lunch with like all the other like STEM professors, Prof. Gehring, my computer science professor, and Dr. Asiri, the physics professor, and then Prof. Jurgensen, who's like the math professor for like algebra and trig, which I took both of her classes because I like got all my math done with SNU, and so that was cool. And I just got to kind of talk to them, and then right after I had to leave early to go on that missions trip, and I went with Dr. Newman, who's the SNU president, and then like Dr. Keziah Weaver, who's like the leader of missions, and then a few other uh, girls who are in my Hope Rising group. It was a Hope Rising scholarship missions trip, and so we went to Cactus, Texas, and did a shoe drive for the people over there. It's like north of Amarillo, Texas, and that's livestock country pretty much. And so and like they're right next to this big like basically butchering and dairy place called JBS, and it smells like a zoo, dude, like a zoo on steroids, is what Dr. Newman said. I said, it smells like a zoo. He's like, so on steroids, yeah. and uh, and it was cool getting to hang out with the president of SNU and all these new people, and Olin, the pastor there, and a few other really good people. And it was just a rough situation because that's where a lot of the illegal immigrants go because they don't really check paperwork. They just like it's the cartel smuggles them across, and then they get jobs there, and then they send their money back to the cartel like by wiring it through the bank there, which is really sad. And so yeah, it's just a tough situation for them, and so they can't they send all their money back to the cartel and to their family that are back across the border, and so they uh, they just are in a really tough situation. So they don't have any money hardly for their wife or their kids. So we did a shoe drive for them and their kids, and it was pretty good. I was the only guy that went except for Dr. Newman, and I was like putting shoes on these little kids' feet, and then I was like jumping with them. I was like, all right, you guys stomping around, and then they took a lap around like the whole church, and it was just funny, and they like they love doing that. And like some of the girls that came with us, like, Chase, you're so good with kids. I'm like, oh shucks, I know, I'm just the greatest, you know. And yeah, it was cool, and yeah, and I came back, and then uh yeah, got done with Christmas. Well, I there's another story about a girl. It's always about a girl with me, I guess. Uh, the that girl Raquel, she's awesome, very sweet. Could tell she wasn't into me, and then I got her like a milkshake right before finals, and like because we were texting, we were just talking, like having a friendly conversation, and I knew at this point she wasn't into me. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll be nice though, and she was texting me, and I went to go get some food because I missed dinner. Uh, and I went like to Sonic. And I called her. I was like, "Hey, you want something from Sonic? I'm going over there right now." And she's like, "No, I'm good." And then she immediately called back and said, "Yeah, actually, yeah, I'll take a milkshake." I was like, "Yeah, sure, I got you." And so I went and got it, gave it to her, and like she took forever to walk into the door. I gave it to her, and then she was like, I guess she was wanting to talk, but like the boys in my suite were like doing a Minecraft marathon. They were like trying to finish the Ender Dragon on a new world, and so I wanted to go join them. And then I like started walking away. She's like, "Wait, Chase, why'd you get this for me?" And then, like she wanted to talk, I guess. And I was like, I don't know. And then I just walked off like a dummy. And so yeah, I went back down. And she texted me. She goes like, "Hey, thanks for the milkshake, shake Chase. But I don't think I should have accepted it. Like, can we find a time to talk, just me and you?" And and then like at that point, I knew like what that meant. Like, oh, she wants to tell me that she's not into me or whatever. I was like, and then I just kind of summed it up. I sent her in a text. I was like, hey, like, sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. Uh, I kind of got the message a long time ago that you weren't into me. And and then she texted back like, oh, like sorry for misreading your intentions. And then that was pretty much it. And then like the next day was church, and I went to church, and there's this girl there, the new girl. Raquel was there, and she was like mad dogging me almost. She looked sad every time she looked at me, and so I was like, okay, sorry. And but this new girl was there. Her name was Rebecca, and I hadn't seen her before because she'd been there the past 2 weeks, and the past 2 weeks I've been gone for Thanksgiving. And so I we had the the college group beforehand, and then we went into the service, and it was like a Christmas service. Like a bunch of people from SNU were like doing a musical for Christmas musical for the start of Christmas, and she sat right next to me, and then Ben was on the other side of her, and we listened to the whole service, stuff like that. And then I introduced myself. I was like, "Hey, like my name's Chase. What's your name?" And she's like, it's Rebecca. I was like, oh, nice to meet you. And then like Tiffany put on a little Christmas thing later that night, like got some cookies and hot chocolate and stuff like that. And then I went to it because I was like, yeah, dude, I'll eat your cookies. And so I went to it, and then I saw her again there, but I sat down with some other friends and we played some cards. And I looked her up on Instagram right after we got out of church earlier, though. And I couldn't find her because like Ben told me the wrong name or whatever, so I couldn't find her. And anyway, I went to that Christmas thing that Tiffany put on, and then played some cards, and I had to go study because I had my Calc 3 exam in the morning. And I was saying goodbye to everyone. I was like, "Hey, it's Rebecca, right?" And then she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I gotta go study." She's like, "Why don't you study here?" I gotta, I don't have my computer on me, is what I said. And she was like, "Oh, go grab your computer." I was like, "Oh, it's in my dorm." And she's like, "Oh, just go grab it from your dorm." I was like, it's like a mile walk." I was like, just giving every excuse not to. Yeah, it was going over my head. And then I walked out of there. I was like, "You idiot!" Like she was wanting to talk to you. I was like, "Oh crap!" And so, yeah, it was just funny. I went back and immediately told my sweet mate Eli about it, and he was like, "Bro," it was so funny. And then so I studied for Calc 3, studied pretty late, and I woke up early to study some more before the exam, which was like at 10 a.m. And then I studied a lot more, and then I checked my phone, and then I saw that she followed me on Instagram, and so I immediately texted her. I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" and and then we just kind of hit it off from there. Finished finals. So it was texting all throughout finals pretty much. And then while on the missions trip, I got like some spider bites on my neck, and I was like sending her them. I was like, "What the heck is this?" And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like it was like swelling up like pretty bad. And Dr. Newman gave me the nickname Spider-Man after that, and I was like, "Great." But then after I got back, we were texting here and there. I was like, "Hey, when are you leaving?" And she told me it was like December 17th or whatever. I was like, "Oh, okay, gotcha." And then I was talking to my buddy later after that, my buddy Austin Mason, my old roommate, and he's like, "Chase, ask her out." I was like, "I don't know, dude. It's kind of weird. Like, she doesn't really know me that well." She's like, "Chase, ask her out right now. Do it right now." He's like, "Chase, I know you. If you don't do it now, you're never gonna do it." I was like, fine, fine, fine. All right, I'll ask her out. And so I asked her. I was like, "Hey, like, you want to go on a date before you leave?" That's how I asked it pretty much over text. And she's like, "Yeah. What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "We can go see a movie or something like that." She told me she was into Lord of the Rings, and there's a new Lord of the Rings movie that just came out called like the Ring or the War of the Rohirrim. I was like, "We go watch that?" She's like, nah, I'm gonna have to rewatch everything before then." She's like, "We go watch Moana 2?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." It's a Disney movie. And then we went and watched it, opened the door. You always gotta open the door for them, like a gentleman. And then I shut the door. And then like she just got in my truck. And I gave her like a little speech. I was like, "Hey, like, I'm not really looking for like anything bad. I'm looking for someone that's going to help me get to, the life that Jesus promises." And that's just kind of how I wanted to start it. Like I'm never going to do anything inappropriate, touch you in any way that ain't right. And I'm never going to do anything like that because I want to follow Jesus' example. And she's like, "Yeah, good speech." I was like, "All right, cool, thank you." I was like, "If you're good with that, we can go from here." She's like, "I'm good with that." I was like, "All right." And so we moved on, and then we went to the movie Flicks Brew House, and then I drank some root beer. I love root beer. Root beer is so good, especially there. And then we ate some food, and then uh, afterwards we went and got some ice cream, and the ice cream was pretty bad. Like we were sitting there eating it. It was like super thick ice cream. I don't know what they did to it. It wasn't like gelato or anything. It was an ice cream place. And I was like, "What do you think about this ice cream?" She's like, or no, she asked me what I thought about it. I was like, I was like, honestly, not a fan. She was like, same. And so that was kind of funny. I think we try and go up on the top of this hill. See if I can get up there. And so, yeah, that was pretty much it. And I better grab some more food. Got some apples. Munch. Uh, and then I drove her home. And then afterwards, she's like telling me, she's like, yeah, like I was kind of sketched out by this at first because like I hadn't met you really that much before. And so my aunt was like telling me like she knows the director of like Res Life there, Katie Bradley, because she goes to BFC as well, I guess. I was like, oh yeah, she could end me. And she's like, yeah, I also brought like 3 weapons with me. I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I got like a pepper spray, a taser, and a knife. Oh, I didn't really know where to go from there. So I was like, what kind of knife do you got? She's like, oh, it's like a Gerber knife. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got a Gerber knife too. And I showed it. I gave her mine. I was like, I showed it to her. She's like, oh, nice. It was just kind of funny because we were just, yeah, didn't really know how to carry it from there. So I was like, yeah, here's my knife. And then afterwards, took her, drove back, walked her to a door, and gave her a hug and said goodbye because she was about to leave like the next morning. And so yeah, and she said, awesome. I'll text you when I get back. I was like, all right, cool. And we've been texting ever since then. And she said she's coming back on the 14th in like 3 days. And so I was like, awesome. Dang, this is a really pretty spot. Dang, look at this biome. It's like a little tiny dark gray area over here. Is this a cloud unless? It's getting dark. I better get back to the village. I might build my house right on top of here, overlooking my peasant villages. Jeez, that's a long way to run. But yeah, and we've been texting back and forth ever since then. I think I did pretty good on the date. I tried to be charming and pull my regular character, and I think I did good. And yeah, it was just really fun. And yeah, my buddy Austin Mason, he graduated last semester ahead of me. We started together at SNU, and he finished before me. I'm like, you dweeb. He like finished in 3.5 years. I'm finishing in the full 4 years because computer science is different here. He can finish stuff early with business degree, but computer science, it's a small field, and so he couldn't really. I can't really go ahead of pace. And so yeah. And last spring, he went on a trip to Costa Rica in the what's it called at the Quirk Center with SNU, which is pretty cool. And he liked it a lot, even though he was a business major. It's mainly meant for like biology people, but they say it's open to everyone. But they mainly just have biology classes there, and so he went there, and he really liked it. And this semester he's going back, but like as an intern for them to like help run it, because he's like, this place can be run a whole lot better because apparently the lady who runs it was trash. I think I'll move my bed there. I'm gonna do that to the little church. I like live there. Be like a little mongrel living in the church. And yeah. And then he got the job as an intern there, which is pretty cool. Going back, he's gonna just help run the place. And yeah, my roommate though, David, left this semester. He wanted to go find some work, just take some time off from school, and like take basically a gap semester or like a gap year, I think. And I just got off the phone with him like not too long ago, and so yeah, he's gone, and I don't have a roommate now, so I just have a big old room to myself, which kind of stinks. But it's fine. It's no biggie. What's that Iron Golem doing down there? He's like looking down. Is there some enemies down there, buddy? Yeah, it's like drowned. Looks like he's like, I'm gonna get you. Yeah. I think that's about everything though. This semester I just got 4 classes. My senior practicum for computer science. Then I got 2 math classes. I got cryptology and probability and statistics. And then I'm taking physics too. I only needed like the first 3 classes, like the practicum, cryptology, and statistics to graduate, but I needed to stay full time. And so I was like, yeah, just sign me up for physics too. I already did physics 1. And the teacher is awesome. So hopefully I'll be fine. Hopefully. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just starting this semester, waiting on that girl Rebecca to get back. I guess see where that goes. Hopefully it'll be good. She's really nice. And yeah, yeah, I think that'll be good. That'll be good. This has been longer than I anticipated. Yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you later.